In this video, we are going to discuss about how to correctly create a normalized ER diagram for a given problem and how to create a relationship between the tables in the ER diagram. So this video is the continuation of the last video where we created the table class, student class and subject and term table where we created those tables. We are going to create the relationship between those tables. So it's the continuation of the the task 16 or the question set 16. So we will see the requirements. What is the relationship between student and subject? Can this relationship be in the database? So they are asking what is the relationship between student and subject. So here between the student, we are student and subject. A student can pursue many subjects as well as the subject can be pursued by many students. So here basically here's a many to many relationship. A student can pursue many subjects such as maths, science, Sinhala, like that. Likewise, the subject table here subject max can be pursued by student Lahiru, student Tilina, student Bhatia. So here's a many to many relationship. So the second requirement is create a relationship between student and subject. So we will create the relationship many to many. It's a identifying relationship. So many to many relationship. So when we create a many to many relationship, basically a new table is formed always, because in a many to many relationship in the both tables a value can't be stored, so a new table is formed and the relevant foreign keys are stored. So here student has a subject, the table. Here we have created the relationship as required. We will move on to the next requirement. Change the name of the table created above to student exam mark record. So we will change the name as required. Here we will double click the table and here I have changed the table name into student exam mark record. Now we will move on to the next requirement. Create a relationship between the table exam mark record and the term table. So here between the exam mark record and term table. In a term only there can be many subjects and many students in a term, whereas in a student only for a term a student can only the term is decided. Wait, I will explain it to you clearly. Here the student can only have one term. Now if a student takes the subject max in with a score of 69 for first term, that means only one, it's a separate record, whereas in a term there can be different students with different subjects with different scores. So here basically here's a one to many relationship. The many side is the student exam mark record table and the one side is exam term table. So we will create the non-identifying one to many relationship. First I will select the many side and then the one side. Now the relation one to many relationship between the student exam mark record and the exam term table is created. Now we will move on to the next requirement. Add a column called mark to the student exam mark record table. Change the data type to double. So we will add a column mark and the data type is double. Okay, I have created the column mark with the data type W. We will move on to the next requirement. Create a relationship between student and class. So here the student and class. Organize the tables clearly. Here the student and class table. In a class, there can be many students, while a student only can have one class, either 11A or 11B. But in a class, there can be many students like Telina, Lahiro, Bhatia. So basically, here's a one-to-many relationship, whereas the many side is student and the one side is class. So I will create a non-identifying one-to-many relationship between the student and class table. So I will select the many side first and the one side next. So I have created the relationship between the student table and class table as well. Now we'll move on to the next requirement. That's all for this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.